So, this is not exactly what I normally play, but I got inspiration and I've come back to the game that I got my Steam account for. If you don't know what Scrap Mechanic is, well, YouTube's full of the stuff from like 6 years ago. It's kind of died off, unfortunately. If you want to learn what the game is, I suggest you look elsewhere. To those of you who do know, you might appreciate this. I spent probably a good 2 or 3 hours making the body for this F4U Corsair. Now, this version in particular is 100% aesthetic. 1, just folds the wing out. 2, does landing gear. 3, starts the engine. Not to toot my own horn, but I think this looks pretty good. Unfortunately, some of you probably know, there are no aerodynamics in this game, so the only way to fly something is with thrusters. You have to fly it more like a rocket. I did not want to damage the exterior with rockets that look absurd on a plane. So this plane in particular will never fly, but its sister will. I decided to save the non-flying version separate for aesthetics, and I made a flying version. Now, for those of you who don't know, Scrap Mechanic is notorious for being really difficult to make a effective flying machine without using glitches and whatnot. It's because physics are whack. And I'm not hyping it up whenever I say I am extremely proud with how well this flies. The aesthetic pieces are the same. 1 and 3 kind of get the thing going. But here's how it flies. W, normal walk forward key, controls forward thrust. 4 lifts the plane off the ground. 5 and 6 stabilize, and you steer with normal steering controls. Now I'm just going to let from here on out, I'm just going to let the plane do the talking with how well it flies. And just for the record, I did not intend for it to work this well. I just wanted it to work somewhat well. Well, maybe if I don't screw it up right at the beginning. Okay, take 2. I wouldn't exactly call it easy to fly, because it does take quite a bit of attention to make sure that you don't press the wrong button, as is evident. Dear Lord. Okay, but it's good for flying because it can recover, as is evident. I love how this turned out, and I'm not like prime Scrap Mechanic engineer. I haven't played this. Well, I have played this game for a long time, but I do not have that many hours in it. This is hands down the best thing I've ever made in this game, simply because of how well it works at such a difficult task. And it works very similar to a realistic plane. Whenever you turn, it's more effective whenever it banks. So if you try to turn like, oh god. Hey, stay down, stay down, stay down. There you go. It's hard to fly and talk at the same time. I gotta try to concentrate. Makes for good content, though. But as I was saying, the plane works better whenever you fly it with some realism in your mind. Turns work better if you bank whenever you take a turn. And taking off is a lot easier whenever you have momentum on the ground before you take off. You can take off from stationary, sure, but it doesn't work very well and it's not very pretty. It's so much better working like a real plane. And the same thing goes. The plane stabilizes forward and backwards with the forward thrust. So if you want to tip nose down, you just hold throttle for longer. If you want nose up, let it off. By extension, making it to where the plane only operates effectively whenever you're constantly moving forward. Oh god, I did it again! What did I say? It's hard to fly and talk. And I think, and personally, for me, the best part is that landings work the exact same way. You need speed for them to be effective. Let's see if I can make an airstrip out of one of these edges. Gear down. throttle off just a little. Balance. Oh, balance. Okay, I'm going to take hands off of the mouse for just a moment. Okay, engine off and then back on. A little bit of balance and cut engines. And looky there. I don't know about you, but I think this is pretty damn awesome. So yeah, there's my Corsair. I might do a bit more scrap mechanic than this just because I'm just a little burnt out on TF2. If you absolutely despise watching this kind of thing, tell me before I make 3 more videos in this game. Until next time.